welcome. Welcome to piano class. Today we are going to be working on technique. We are going to be learning G major scale. We are going to be learning minor chords. We are going to be working on our music figures doing rhythmic exercises because there are two types of reading: melodic reading and rhythmic reading. I will tell you what is this all about. We are also learning how to practice at the piano. How do we practice piano to be successful? What is important to do first? What are those first steps? Well, please join me at the keyboard. Here we have our G major scale. G major scale has F sharp, always. When we practice before C major scale in our previous class, C major scale didn't have sharps or flats, but G major scale does have F sharp. See? Here I have written 2 octaves from G to G, 1 octave, and 1 more octave, G to G. So the numbers on the top are for the right hand, and this is a more practical approach, but we will be able to see the notes on the staff. The numbers on the bottom are for your left hand. So let us begin on our G major scale. A quick review of our fingering. As we did with our C major scale, this is the same finger pattern. So the quick review is, for the right hand, you will play fingers 1, 2, 3, and then pass your thumb under and play 1, 2, 3, 4, you see? After that, again, you start the scale and play 1, 2, 3, and one more time pass your thumb under and do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please look at the keyboard as I will play it so you can see. Keep in mind that F sharp, that's very important. Do not miss that F sharp. But before you do it, let me show you at the keyboard. So here I'm gonna start on my G note. That's my middle C. I'm gonna start on the middle G, and I'm gonna do 2 octaves. 1 octave up to here, see? 1, 2. From here to here. So I will play the notes and I will say the names out loud. So G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Now I will play this again and I will say the fingering number. 1, 2, 3. Pass your thumb under. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pass your thumb under and 1, 2, 3, and pass my thumb under again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You see? Backwards is 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cross 3, 3, 2, 1, cross 4 on F sharp, 4, 3, 2, 1, and cross 3 on B, 3, 2, 1. And I will do that again, coming down from G, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay? So up and down. Ready? Place finger number 1 on G, and don't forget your fingering. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Backwards. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Okay, one more time. Let's see, we're gonna take it slightly slower, okay? So give me your chance to see. Just be careful when you pass your thumb under. Do not move your elbow, remember? It's just your thumb. See, you have flexibility to do it. Keep your fingers on the piano at all times. And don't forget how important it is to curve your fingers, see? No flat fingers, do not bend the fingers. Make sure you don't play like this, bending the fingers, see? You play with your fingertip, but do not bend it. So the position is very, very important. You have to play with a nice and firm touch, but not tense, see? Do not be tense. If you are tense, relax your hands, take a nice and a deep breath, and relax. So it is important to coordinate our mind with our finger movement, and that will be a great concentration. So let's practice on the G scale. We're gonna go up and come back down, and we won't be repeating the G. When we get to G, we're not going to repeat that G. We're just going to go up and back down, and just back down, you see? Okay, we're gonna take it a bit slowly though. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Good job. So to learn the scale, you must have to practice until you learn those fingering, and it is not a problem to remember. So practice, practice, practice always makes better. The more you practice, the better. So you see, and you can also warm up your fingers. On the G scale, you can just play from G to D, back and forth, to warm up a little bit your fingers if you're feeling that you're not flowing as you want. But you can go up and back down. Just warm up a little bit. Keep a steady tempo, you see? G, A, B, C, B, C, B, A, G. Little by little increase. Separate hands or hands together, but make sure you work out those fingers. Also, the movement is like when you play and you play the other finger, you lift up. You see, connecting the notes, but lifting up your fingers. Do not leave the fingers there, see? Like a seesaw. Well, let us practice with left hand. So we're gonna start with our pinky on G. A quick review of the fingering number. Take a look of the fingers that we're going to do on the left hand. We're going to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then 3, 2, 1, and then 4, 3, 2, 1, and then again 3, 2, 1. Remember that F sharp. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, crossover 3, 2, 1, crossover 4, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then crossover 3, 3, 2, 1. Do you see? And backwards, just read as is written 1, 2, 3, pass your thumb under 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep in mind your F sharp. Let us do this slowly. Look at my hand on the piano. I will do this slowly. I will play it down an octave using my lower G. So that's the middle C, that's the G below the middle C, and I'm going to start on a lower G right here, see? Pinky on my G right here, see? So I will say the fingering as I go. Ready? Look at my hand. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cross 3, and then F sharp, 2, 1, cross 4, and cross 3 again on E, 2, 1. I'll do it again. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. You see? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. Backwards, we're going to do 1, 2, 3, pass the thumb under, 1, 2, 3, 4, pass the thumb under, 1, 2, 3, pass the thumb under, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let us do this together. Ready? Take this tempo. Like this tempo, see? Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. Backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Take it a bit slowly. Let's go for the fingering again. Ready, set, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross 3. F sharp 2, 1. Cross 4, 3, 2, 1. Cross 3. F sharp and G backwards. F sharp E. Pass 1 under. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pass your thumb under. 1. F sharp 2, 3. Pass your thumb under. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then when you are sure of the fingering and the notes, you can try hands together. Let me show you at the piano. Both hands. I'll play on a higher octave so you can see it. Okay, so it goes like this. The first 3 notes are coming together, you see? Then my right hand passes under the thumb. And then my left hand crosses over number 3. Both play F sharp. My right hand passes the thumb under, G. My left hand crosses 4. Right hand passes the thumb under. And left hand number 3 over. See, I'll do that again. Backwards, they come back. Left hand passes the thumb under. Right hand crosses over 3. Left hand passes the thumb under. Right hand crosses over 4 on F sharp. Pass your thumb under and finish on it. See? It's a little bit of practice, but the important thing is that you make sure separate hands first and then practice both hands together. If you do this every day, you will just have it in short time because practice is all what it's about. So, okay, let's continue in our next part. We are going to be learning minor chords. So, first, a quick review of what are chords. Remember chords, a chord has 3 or more notes, see? So I have examples here of the C chord, C, E, G. They are built by thirds. C to E makes a third, E to G makes a third. Every other key on the piano, C chord, C, E, G. D chord, D, F, A. E chord, E, G, B. F chord, F, A, C. We have seen this in our previous class, but I just wanted to remind you what a chord is. You can always get back to that class and see if you don't remember. For our theme today, minor chords. Last time we learned major chords. Today we are doing minor chords. Minor chords are formed by 2/3. So it is a minor third plus a major third that makes up a minor chord, you see? Remembering that a minor third has 1.5 steps and a major third has 2 whole steps. So let me remind you about minor third and major third. So remember, major third has 2 whole steps. So from C to E, that's a major third because there is a distance of 2 whole steps. Take a look at the piano. From C to E, there are 2 whole steps, you see? From C to D is 1 whole step. Remember, 1 whole step is when there is a key in between, see? That's 1 whole step from C to D, and then I go from D to E, that's another whole step. So from C to E, I have 2 whole steps. 2 whole steps is the distance of a major third. From C to E, that distance is a major third. That's what it is, major third. Now, minor third is smaller, it's minor, it's 1.5 steps, see? Have it here. Minor third is from C to E flat. So that's 1.5 steps, 1.5 steps. Look on the piano. From C to D is 1 step, and from D to E flat, it's half step. So from C to E flat is 1.5 steps. Remember, minor thirds are 1.5 steps. Major thirds are 2 whole steps, okay? All right, so we are doing our minor chords. Now, we said they are formed by 2/3 and it's a combination of a minor third plus a major third what makes up a minor chord. There is an example here for our C minor chord. I started on C, and then from C to E flat, I have 1.5 steps. That's my first third. And then I have a major third between E flat and G. You see? That's a major third because there are 2 whole steps of distance. From E flat to F, that's a 1 whole step. And from F to G, that's another whole step. So that makes 2. So first third has 1.5 steps. Second third of the chord has 2 whole steps. A minor chord has a minor third plus a major third, you see? It's exactly the opposite of major chords. Remember how we were building major chords? Major chords are formed also by 2/3. But major chords have a major third first, 2 whole steps, and then a minor third, 1.5 steps. Well, if you flip that over, then becomes a minor chord, you see? Very simple, very simple. It's just a formula that you flip it over. Either you have a minor chord, C, E flat, G, and if I wanted major, I simply make my first third major, make it 2 whole steps, and then that's a major chord, see? So, minor chord, major chord. Let's take another example. I'm gonna take the G minor chord. Let's build up our G minor chord. And for that, I need you to look at the keyboard. G minor chord. So we're starting on G because it's a G minor chord. Now I need a minor third. I need 1.5 steps from G. So 1 step, 1.5. So I have a B flat. And then from B flat to D, there are 2 whole steps. How do we do this a little faster and more practical? First, pick up the chord. If you're gonna do G minor, every other key. And then if you see this is a major chord because there are 2 whole steps, make it minor, you know, by making it 1.5 steps. See? I can take E, for instance, C, G, B. So what kind of chord is this? I can look between E and G. Between E and F, that's half step. From F to G, that's 1 whole step. So I have 1.5 steps. So this is an E minor chord. What happened if I wanted an E major chord? So the middle note, which is my G, I have to make bigger that interval from E to G sharp. Make 2 whole steps. So then this one becomes 1.5 steps. See? Because I make this one. This one I made it bigger, so this one was reduced and made a smaller interval, 1.5 steps. So that will be my E major chord, but if I wanted minor chord, make the first third 1.5 steps, lower it. See? So the middle note of the chord, you can decide whether you want major chord or minor chord. See, if you have minor chord, you can just raise your third and make it major. But if you have major chord, you can just lower the third note half step and make it minor. For instance, I have F. Let's take it over here. F, A, C. What kind of chord is this? Can you tell me? F, A, C. F to A. How many whole steps do you have? Do you have 2 or you have 1.5? Let's see. 1 from F to G. 2 from G to A. See. So there are 2 whole steps. This is a major chord. But if you wanted a minor chord, the middle note just lower half step. That's a minor chord. See? Major chord, minor chord. Let's take a look from C. Major chord, C, E, G. Minor chord, lower the third. Minor chord, and I have 1.5 steps and 2 whole steps. Next chord, D. What kind of chord is this? See, I have between D and F, I have 1.5 steps. So this is a minor chord. What if I want to make it major? So the middle note, move up to F sharp, and then I made it now of 2 whole steps, this one. So that's a major, D major chord. D major, D minor. Next chord, as we did E, this is E minor chord because we have 1.5 steps in between E and G. If we want to make it major, we have to move up half step to G sharp. So we have a major chord. F, what kind of chord is this? We said this is major because there are 2 whole steps between F and A. Then, if we want this minor, we have to make a smaller interval. Instead of moving up, we're going to move down. Moving down is moving to the left side, half step, so here, from here to here. Major, F major, F minor, you see? G, G, B, D. What kind of chord is this? Major or minor? Between G and B, there are 2 whole steps, so this is a major chord. Now, if I want to make it minor again, my third note, I'm going to descend, half step, move to B flat. So this is my G minor chord. G minor, G major. See? G minor, G major. Next chord. This one, what kind of chord is this? Take a look with the interval between A and C. Do you have 1.5 steps or 2 whole steps? I see we have 1.5, so this is a minor chord. What if I want to make it major? Well, I'm going to go up half step, my third note. So that's major chord, A major, you see? Now, what happens if I go to B? What kind of chord is this? And you may be thinking, well, I can see this is a minor third, 1.5 steps, but you know what? This is the exception to the rule. From D to F, there is a 1.5 steps as well. So this is not minor chord and it's not a major chord. Ooh, so what is this? You know what? This is called diminished. This is B diminished chord, and I will be teaching you diminished chords on the following classes. But for right now, let's make this a minor chord. So we need 1.5 steps for the first third, and we already have that. And then the second third, we need 2 whole steps. So we don't have 2 whole steps, we have 1.5. So we have to move to F sharp, and that's a B minor chord. B minor. If I want to be major, the first third make it half step up, then becomes major chord. B major. Great. So little by little, you can practice this and practice all your minor chords, major and minor, you know. Major, minor, see? Play the major chords. E major, E minor, F major, F minor, G major, G minor, A major, A minor, B major, B minor, and again C. Listen to the sound. The sound of the major chord, it's a little more sharp. It's a happier sound. And often the minor chord is associated with being a little sad. You see, it's a different sound. Can you hear that? You see the change? Okay, great. So we're gonna leave it up to that for minor chords. And let's move on. We are going to talk about how to practice. How do we practice piano to be more successful? We have to pay attention to many details before we get our hands on the piano. So we have to look at the music and have this talk to ourselves. Let me show you one piece that I have here, and I'm going to scoot over this. This one here. I'll move it a little more. Hopefully you can see it here. This example, this is Minuet in G. Now, Minuet in G, if we want to play this piece, we need to think how we're going to practice this one. So, first you have to see it, all the details. For instance, you know you're going to be playing both hands, right? You have both hands, the grand stuff. Then you have to take a look, time signature. How many beats? So in this case it's 3 beats. I have an example here of 4, just to illustrate. Time signature tell us how many beats to count per measure. In this example, 4 beats per measure. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And so in this exercise, you can see that you have 4 beats per measure. You have a whole note that is 4 beats. You have 2 half notes. Each one is 2 beats. So the 2 of them make 4 beats. And then you have 3/4 notes that are 1 beat each. So the 3 of them make 3 beats. And then you have a quarter rest that is 1 beat. So that makes 4 beats, the total. You see? So before you practice on the piano, you must read the rhythmic part. For instance, if you were going to read this one, in your mind, in your body, you have to feel this rhythm, this tempo. You can use clapping or playing on the piano with one key. I'm gonna use clapping right now, this rhythm. I'm gonna clap once per note. So I'm gonna clap once here because it's only one note, of course, but it's a longer note, right? 4 beats, we have to count from 1 through 4, pretending that's how long the clap is. Of course, the clap doesn't hold that long, but we're gonna pretend it does. Then we are clapping how many times here? 2, because 1 per note. How many times here? 3, because 1 per note. Do we clap here? No, of course not, because this is a quarter rest, a symbol of silence. We're gonna simply be silent for 1 beat. So try counting with me, okay? I'm gonna count 4 and we can clap. This is the tempo. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Silence. I should not even say silence, but I did to illustrate and to feel it. This time I won't say it, feel it, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Did you feel that? I bet you did. So this is reading the rhythm, rhythmic reading, you see? Now, what happens in this melody? I have my time signature 3 beats, you see? So I will first look what kind of notes I have, see? Well, that's one thing, reading the rhythm. One more thing after that is, do we have any sharps or flats? And yes, we do. Take a look here. We have an F sharp, and I hope you can see it from there. It's a bit small. It's written on the 5th line of the staff, you know, on the 5th line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the sharp on the 5th line indicates that all the F's are sharp. Also indicates the key. What key are we in? We are in the key of G major. Remember how we're playing the G major scale? And G major scale had an F sharp. It has an F sharp, right? So if it has one sharp F, then we are going to be in the key of G major. Now, we have what kind of notes? We have quarter notes, 8th notes, quarter notes, quarter, 8th, you know? All of these you are thinking about and reading and figuring out how it sounds rhythmically. You can do it with clapping, but I'm gonna get to do that in just a few moments. So, we're talking about seeing the time signature, seeing if you have any sharps or flats at the beginning, right? Seeing your rhythm, right? What kind of notes? Do you have whole notes, half notes? And then practicing that rhythm with clapping or at the piano. Just in case you don't remember, sharp sign is this one, and it raises the note half step. I have a C over here, and then look at the sharp is written before the note, and the note is written on this line. This is a ledger line. So this is square of the sharp. The square is this part, see? That square has to match where the note is written. In this case, the square is matching the C line. So this is telling me this is a C sharp. Sharps are written before the notes and after the letters. Then I have another example, F, this is F, and then I have F sharp. Look at how the note is in the space, in the first space, and the square is matching that first space. Here we go with another example. This is D, and then D sharp. You see how the square is hanging from the line as the D is, D sharp. And finally we have one more example, a note on the second line. What note is that? Do you remember? I bet you do. This is G. on the second line, like G clef. This is called G clef or treble clef. But G is on the second line, see? So G clef starts around the second line, so. Now, this is G sharp. Look at how it's on the second line and the square is matching. See, it's on the second line. I could not have a G sharp and write the sharp sign in the space or in other place. It has to be in the same place where the note is written. Otherwise, it will not be G sharp, maybe something else, right? So, great. So, a sharp sign raises the note half step, okay? Raises the note. What does it mean? So, look at the piano. Here is my C. I'm gonna take the middle C. C, and the next note going up is moving to the right on the piano. Half step is the following key, the very next. That's my C sharp, you see? I'll play it here. C, C sharp. I'm moving up. C, C sharp. Sharps can be white or black keys. It really doesn't matter. What if I have E? Next key, you will say, wait a minute, that is F. Well, it is F, but this is also E sharp, okay? And you will be saying, why? How does that happen? Because keys have more than one name, right? Notes have more than one name. So E, E sharp, that will be the same as F, practically on the piano. Okay. G, G sharp, or thinking this as F, then this is F sharp, see? A sharp, B, B sharp, oof. That's the same case because these are half steps, the white keys, E, F, B, C, these are half steps. So B, B sharp. In the case of C, C, half step up is this one, that's the C sharp, see? From C to D, that's one whole step. So this is half step, C, C sharp. But if I am on B and one B sharp, then this is B sharp, the same key as C. Okay, well, now let's move on. So far we are talking about how to read the music to be more successful when practicing the piano. And we're saying we have to see the time signature. We have to see if we have sharps or flats, you know, keep in mind, this F sharp is telling me all the Fs are going to be sharp unless canceled with natural sign. But other than that, it applies for the rest of the music. So, we are seeing more aspects of it. We have to see, do we have legatos? Look at the slur there. So I know, then when I see this one, I know I have to play that legato, see? That's a legato between those two notes. Legato, see? Remember legato? Legato means to play smooth and connected. And how is legato written? It doesn't say here legato, but it has the slur. So the slur means to play legato, the slur. All the notes below that phrase are to be played legato. The slur can be written under, like in this case, this is legato, see? So, look at it. So, legato. So, all of these things, I'm paying attention, my time signature, three beats per measure, I'm using quarter notes, eighth notes, I have legatos, do I have staccatos? I don't have staccatos there, see? Staccato means to play short and detached notes, like. Legato is the opposite. Legato, look at my hand on the piano. Legato means to connect the notes. Staccato is not connecting the notes. Short. And it looks like I am bouncing a basketball. You see? Staccato. Legato. Legato, connecting the notes. Okay, so all of these aspects are to be considered before playing. We have to see all of that. Now, a quick review of our notes. Of course, whole notes are 4 beats, half notes are 2 beats each one. 2 half notes are equivalent to a whole note. Quarter notes are 1 beat each one. So 4 quarter notes are equivalent to a whole note, or 2 quarter notes are equivalent to a half note, see? 8 notes. And bingo, we have here 8 notes, see? So 8 notes can be in groups of 2 or 4 or 3 or 6 or 7 or 10 and so on. So don't worry about it if you see 2 together and then you see a group of 4. Over here mainly they have groups of 4 8 notes. It's the same value. So they're half a beat each one. And how do they sound? This is very important, learning to count 8 notes. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And if I do it on the piano with 1 note, look at my hand, will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you see 1 and 2 notes into 1 beat, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I will do with the full chord, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 okay, so look at right here on the paper how these 8 notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and la 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 la. I'm counting in a time signature of 4 beats, right? And then I have perfectly 4 groups of 2 notes, so that's perfect for 4 beats. In the case of 3 beats, 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and you see? Okay, but let's move on. Right here, I have not included daughter half notes, so because this is an equivalent chart. But this daughter half note is like a half note but with the dot. Daughter half note of course is 3 beats and I know you know that. So hold it for 3 beats when you count, right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay, so here we go. A quick review of your rests. So not only you have to see what kind of notes do you have, but also what kind of rest. Do we have any rest on this melody? Let's take a look. Rest, no rest. I don't see any, see? No rest, no rest. So, but that will be another aspect that you have to see. This is a whole rest, a quick review. A whole rest is good for a full measure, no matter what the time signature is. You can be in 3 beats and you can have a whole rest. Then half rest is 2 beats, only 2 beats. They are similar. You see, whole rest is like a hat upside down. Half rest is like a hat sitting on the line. That one is hanging from the line. Whole rest is hanging from the line. Half rest is sitting on the line. And half rest is shorter, is 2 beats. Now, this can be used for any time signature though. Now, quarter rest is 1 beat. So, quarter rest 1 beat, and here we have 8th rest, half beat, okay? All right, let's move on. So, we have a rhythmic exercise here in 3 beats. See? What kind of note is this one? Quarter note, 8 notes, four 8 notes, like that one. 1/4 note, 4 8 notes. Quarter note, quarter note, quarter note. See? Quarter note, quarter note, quarter note. Now, what kind of note is this? Daughter, half note, 3 beats. Quarter note, half note, quarter note, 8 notes, daughter, half note. I'm going to clap this exercise, so counting 3 beats. How do we count this one? 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Why am I subdividing? Because of the 8 notes. It's easier to do it when you subdivide this. So this one is 1, but instead of saying 1, we'll say 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and. Okay? Let me do that with clapping as I count 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 and 2 and 3 and. Now I will do it at the piano with the C note, okay? Take a look on the piano, or actually take a look at the paper and listen to the music, okay? I will point out the notes. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 finish. Great. Okay, so reviewing this, we are thinking of how many sharps or flats, time signature, what kind of notes we get, and then practice the rhythm, you know? 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. Okay, and that's about the same pattern for the rest of it. So once you understand the pattern, then you can start reading the notes, the melodic part, see? Because this is a rhythmic reading. You're reading the rhythm, but then you have to read the melody. What notes are these? G, F, C. That's the next part. So I have here a chart with the notes. See? For this one, we are using mainly, since it's minuet in G, we're starting like on G position, finger 1 on G at the piano, but then we will have a bigger extension of notes. So the extension of notes that is going to be used is like the G major scale. Look at the piano, from G to G. See? That is the extension of notes that this melody is, the right hand is working on. So the first one is D. These are high D. Take a look at these notes on the paper here. Look at the D, high D. You see it there? It's on the 4th line, high D. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's high D. D, see? So, D, and then we have, let me put a clip so I can hold those notes there. Perfect. Okay. So D, G, A, B, C. See? G on the 2nd line. Do you see it? G, A, B, C. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and D, G, A, B, C, D, G, G. This is the practice I'm doing before playing yet, right? So, but as I am explaining to you, it will be shorter for you once you practice how to do it. Observing all of those details. What is my time signature? Do I have any sharps? And then reading the rhythm, clapping, and then reading the notes. And in this case, doing both the rhythm and the notes. D, G, A, B, C, D, G, G, E, C, D, E, F sharp, G. That doesn't say F sharp, but it's written at the beginning, so of course it is an F sharp, right? They don't have to write it anymore because it's written at the beginning. All the F's you find are going to be sharp, unless cancel with natural sign. Natural sign cancels the sharp. So, C, D, E, F, G, 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 C, D, C, B, A, B, C, B, A, G, F, G, A, B, G, B, A. Let me play this for you. This melody. Take a look to the notes here. I'm going to point out the notes and hopefully you can see it. So, D, D, B, C, D, D, G, E, C, D, E, F sharp, G, 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 C, B, C, B, A, B, C, B, A, G, F, G, A, B, G, B, A, D, G, A, B, C, D, G, G, E, C, D, E, F sharp, G, 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 C, D, C, B, A, B, C, B, A, G, A, B, A, G, F sharp, G. Okay. So what you can do is you can take a phrase. A phrase is indicated by the slur, but in this case you can take like from the beginning to here. Continue with the next phrase when you feel sure with that one. So you can have a little goal. Always you need to set down a goal, right? So, and then you'll practice the left hand doing the same, right? I have bass clef here. We have G position, 2 notes to start. Look at these small numbers. These are the fingering number. It's telling me to play G and B with finger 5 and 3. At the piano, it's like this over here. Take a look. G and B. Right? So, let's read the notes in bass clef. I have this chart over here in bass clef. Okay? So, bass clef G and B. So I have G and B together, you see? Together. And then what note is this one on the 5th line? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that's A. G, B, A. What note is that? B. And this one, famous note, middle C. And then again B, you see? A, G. Which is this note? It has a ledger line, one ledger line, and the note is on top of it. One ledger line on top, that's a middle D, see? That's D. D, we got B and G again. And then again D and middle C. And look at, the phrase repeats the same, see? It is the same. The first line is the same as the third. Then, the last line is similar. Look at the second line, A, G, so also on the last line, A, G. Just the last 2 measures of the second line are different from the ones on the fourth line because that's the end. C, D, D, lower D, and G. Alargando, alargando, per favore, alargando. making it longer, you know, slow down a little bit over there. So let's listen to the music. I'm gonna play it and listen to it. Do you see how this one I played? I slow down, so making it like retardando, alargando, ¿sí? Alargando italiano, ¿sí? Making it a little longer before you end door. So don't end on time. Don't like that, but so last line. Alargando, per favore. And then, meraviglioso, wonderful. So, I hope you have a wonderful practice this week. Don't forget everything that you are to see on a music before you play it. Your time signature, your sharps, what kinds of notes do you use, the rhythmic pattern, right? Your fingering, and then legatos, staccatos, alargando. We are going to see this one over here, diminuendo, you see? That means from loud to soft. You're playing louder and then gradually you're making it softer. This is the opposite. You start playing soft and then you gradually making it louder, you see? Crescendo. This is called crescendo in Italiano. That's the name for this symbol, crescendo. It means gradually louder, gradually louder. Diminuendo, gradually softer, okay? So, great. I wish you a wonderful practice this week. And I will see you next time at the piano class. And until then, have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.